Right. We might have a few more people popping in. Jane and I are here in the room, and we've got Brandon and Hannah and Lauren and Mike on the call. And our fearless leader, Brian Coonahan, with the lead artist on the Daisy Art Parade and the Daisy Art Neighborhood Activations, is still traveling the world with a group of young folk. And we'll be back the 7th? No, well, I can't remember which day.
I think it's sometime this weekend.
Yeah. So he'll be back soon. I did want to make myself available if anybody had any questions, and we wanted to do a little quick go round and kind of catch up on what folks are working on. If there's anything good and exciting out there. But because we were just talking about it, I want to hear from everybody what they're doing to stay sane and what helps you fill your cup, clear your mind, connect to what's important, and do good work. That's a big question, I know. I'll start us off just so I can give you a little bit of time to think. I'm super happy that I'm able to run again, and that's a big part of my kind of wellness and where I feel better. It's one of my most creative spaces. And then spending a little bit of quiet time and reading and being with people. There, that's a whole lot. That's a long list. Yeah. All right, Mike, what do you do to fill your cup? Oh,
there we go. Sorry.
yeah.
Figure out which button I'm pushing. What do I do to stay sane, to stay calm?
Yeah.
I well, there's gonna be another video with Iggy that'll be coming out tonight. Where I don't know if anybody's, for those who've seen the Iggy videos, it's just the goat-headed man, just his head and a hand, and that's it against a black background. And I've got one already posted that's him reciting the chapter 1 of the book of Revelation with this sort of like kind of swampy blues thing underneath it. And he's got a song that he's singing tonight. So that's stuff that I do. And what's that?
Is tonight's tied to Revelations as well?
What, the next one?
Yeah.
The next one is a song called Rise. And it's kind of it's kind of his call to action. Um, so yeah, so that one's coming out tonight. But yeah, that stuff, the art, the teaching doesn't really keep you sane. It just kind of keeps you occupied.
Excellent. Well, I'll look forward to seeing that. And we just go to on you. Is that you post them on YouTube?
Yeah, it's premiere night on YouTube. Yeah, at 8 o'clock.
Okay, great. Oh, so you actually do it as a premiere when you do it?
When for something like this, I decided that I would. It was like going, all right, well, it's done now, but I also know that in terms of when traffic actually most picks up, it's in the evening. So it's like going, well, I'll set it all up because I finished it all up in terms of what I wanted to do this morning at like 5:30 a.m. But I set it up to premiere tonight at 8 so I could be done with it. It's like,
Oh,
well,
good.
put up and now I'm going to go away. So, but yeah,
Excellent.
it's on
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Okay. Well, I'll go look for it tonight. As soon as I get home, that'll be what I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. And Lauren, what keeps you sane? What do you what's giving you energy?
Um, well, it's been kind of a weird time for me. So I've been going through a lot of health stuff. So in order to sort of both keep my brain and body going, I've been trying to spend a lot of time outside, even if it's just like a little after dinner walk. And then on the good days, like a long hike, that always really helps. Just kind of like clear things out. I've been thinking a lot about nature lately and kind of trying to be better about gardening and just spending time outside.
Ex- Excellent. We've been doing that Pilgrim at Tinker Creek Book Club, and which is kind of a meditative, contemplative look at nature along Tinker Creek, and kind of with a little bit of a spiritual bent. And we're going to be doing some more things following onto that. So there might be, I know we're all busy getting ready for the Daisy Art Parade, but after that, after the Daisy Art Parade, we're gonna have, and kind of throughout, we're gonna be doing some little workshops, maybe some contemplative art workshops, and some of you might have some practices you want to share as part of that. And we think that's going to be tied to our next municipal building art call as well.
Mm,
Yeah, so we're gonna do another one of those like we did with the self-portrait project and the portrait project, which makes us all happy.
that's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, and Lauren, you and I are gonna get out on a walk on Monday, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
excellent, yeah. And then Hannah, I can't wait, I bet you're doing something in the outdoors realm.
Yeah, it was nice to hear that echoed is like things are crazy and I don't know that I am staying sane, but I am spending some time outside and that feels good. Getting some seeds started at the urban farm over on 9th Street and just visiting them every day to water them and seeing some starting to germinate. It's like the only thing keeping me halfway sane these days. Yeah.
Yeah. Watching things grow, nurturing. I know this, and I know how good it feels to take care of someone or something else. And sometimes I forget that. And where I get a bit focused on myself and what my own experiences is like. And I said that to myself just a little bit ago. I said, as soon as you get done, take your head out of this and call somebody else and check on them. But those plants, checking on those plants can be, that's the same thing, right? The same kind of energy. Brandon, what's filling your cup? And he's probably like,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I sure can.
How's it going?
Good. How are you tonight?
Uh, yeah, so I'm working on being consistent with my morning routine. I like to try and fill my cup at the beginning before I get started. So like prayer, I like to go outside in nature. We have nice, we have woods in the backyard. So I like to go out there and find a nice cozy spot. Just meditate. After that, I do a little bit of yoga.
Terrific. And being a little familiar with some of your work, the geometrics and abstract work, and then the portraiture. Do you do any landscape work?
Landscapes.
Art, or did you in your design work? Do you draw from landscapes?
No, I haven't done. That's actually one area of art that I haven't really explored yet. I do take a lot of inspiration from nature and in terms of form with my work. It's very organic shapes, but as far as actual landscape, I have.
Great, thanks. So let's hear from Jane, who's in the room. I think we've got everybody online. Now let's hear from Jane.
So, like a lot of you, get out in nature as much as I can. I'm really enjoying the sun on these cool days. Like I'm like a cat. I could totally take a nap in the sun.
Mhm.
That's the main thing. Mostly just keeping my head in the work, for the Daisy Art Parade. Cause come May 11th, this girl's going to the woods.
Excellent. Well, let's flow right into that. And I did that the other day. I came home from a run and I sat down on the porch and I just,
Oh, no, it's so good.
oh my God, no, it does. It feels, it's the best. It's the best. Yeah. Hey there, Jefferson.
Hey,
Okay, Jefferson, the question of the hour is what fills your cup? What do you do that's restorative, that fuels your energy back up when the world's bearing down on you?
ironically enough, I haven't had time to do a street show. Getting ready for Street Performer Expo and doing everything, but when I go out and do one, it's good.
The actual performance itself
Yeah.
is restorative too.
Yeah, that's the real me. This is the act.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, great. So Jane, you mentioned the Daisy Art Parade. What's the latest with your preparation and your folks?
I feel like it's pretty much under control. I just pivoted from meeting PJ's students at the library to meeting them at her
Uh-huh.
Villa Heights Center,
Okay.
just because it takes a little pressure off of her driving so much. And that was really successful today because a bunch of, other members of that community, Gwen Payne brought all her 4 kids
Oh, yeah.
and, it was just really great. We got a lot done today. So the Reverend's pretty much done except for his whole entire body, which I'm hoping will get started on when Brian
When
gets
Brian gets back,
back.
yeah. So you don't have the mechanism yet for the, yeah.
No, but the hands and the head are pretty much done.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. And then, so is that the main thing you're working on?
That's the main thing. I'm working with Robin to make a Sankofa bird.
Mhm.
And that went well at Melrose last night. We're actually having an emergency meeting on Friday at Melrose Library from 1 to 4, where we're gonna just crowdsource the paper mache part of this bird. So if anybody can drop in and give us a hand from 1 to 4 this coming Friday at the Melrose Library in the STEM room, that would be amazing, cause it's all. We're gonna do the body in fabric, so it's just the neck and the head that's gotta be paper mache, and I think we can knock that out in that time period. So help! He ran away.
1 to 4 on Friday.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be, I think, I'm down in Abingdon all day on Friday, but something changes with that. And you're doing, that's at Melrose.
Yes,
Excellent. I was trying to think if there's anything else I could do to help get other people there. You know what? Maybe we send that out to our broader artist list.
that'd be
So-
great.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Those are the main things. I'm working on repurposing Yemaya from last year, cause she started falling apart. So, she's in process.
Mhm.
And of course, I'm working with Tahisha to repurpose the shields from the first year into Sankofa shields. And that's going really well.
Great. All right. Mike, what's happening in your world that way around the parade? I bet you've been providing some puppet guidance.
This much, not nearly as much. What I need to do is I need to set up like proper workshops. And I just sent out word to our chat group yesterday going, because it really does, you gotta train the brain in order to be able to work with a couple of people to make the single object look like it's got some sense of agency, like it's got its own life. And it's hard to do. It takes practice, and it's better to practice with small things in like groups of 3, and get a feel for how to do it and how to kind of observe and work together. But yeah, I need people, bodies, and space. And other than that, it's like going, I'm ready to go with this. Um, I got the supplies that I need, and I would love to start doing workshops specific to manipulation.
Yeah, I bet you'll have a crunch coming up, as people get to that stage of it, right?
Oh, I'm not surprised. Um, in the meanwhile, I've been trying, and Jefferson's going to detest to this. I've been trying and seeing if I can find some sort of venue downtown. And I was looking at Old Salem Brewery to set up more of a variety show. The old Goat Singer shows that I used to do back in Iowa were almost like a variety show, and incorporate as much as I can the street performers that we have, the buskers that we have, into some of this stuff. Um, uh, that would be ideal. However, before you can do that, before you can actually build the show, I've discovered you have to book the space, and then you build the show. And booking the space, I've discovered, can be a bit of a challenge.
Is that, availability of space or cost of space?
Or just simple communication.
Yeah.
We had a drink over this a few weeks ago. I did have a thought, because it's the Goat Singer show, and Old Salem can be, they don't seem to prioritize events at their Roanoke location as much as they do their Salem
I
location.
couldn't get it. I tried to book it one time. I couldn't get anybody.
Yeah, yeah, so,
Oh, yeah.
so there's,
No, it's like
there's
four
some,
different
there's
ways
some
I tried
issues
to
with
find it.
that. I had a thought though that maybe it's not in the downtown footprint exactly. It's up on 8th, but a few old goats might be interested in a Goat Singer show.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a number of goat places around
And
the area,
there's Green Goat.
right?
Yeah.
That I've already like going, okay, well, this is a thing, this is a thing, this is a thing. So yeah, actually, yeah, a fog would be actually kind of fun. And
Avon would be fun. It's a
I
good
know one of the
space.
I know one of the guys who started it. So yeah, that's actually a good idea. All right.
And like you and I talked about one-on-one, downtown is great. We want to bring more stuff to downtown. But as like the collaborative spirit in downtown grows from the very kind of polite armistice that everyone has in this kind of sense of competition in the storefronts has, melts away. It might have to become something that works in a space like AFOG, and then it can become a traveling series, because it's the immediate downtown walkable footprint is very married to karaoke night, bingo night. That's it. Like if there's a pattern, it works. We're not interested in experimenting with anything else. But AFOG seems to be more loosey-goosey and open to ideas, which I think would be good.
Good call. Yeah.
And please, as that develops, we'll keep talking about it and put it out in the Bus Roanoke group page, because I'm sure people will be excited to open up for that. And I'll link you in with the performer directory we've built for that as well.
Beautiful. Yeah.
great. While you're talking, Jefferson, flow right into what's happening with you and what the latest is.
Sure. Street Performer Expo, I've run into roadblocks that are more to do with just lightning strikes in personal life, vehicle towed and out of commission, broken hand, a couple of things you guys know have been going on for the last month. So I'm needing to reach out more immediately for growing more of a team than I have had. Volunteer forms are out, and I think Bebe is supposed to jump in to the chat here, and she can put the volunteer form link up in the chat when she does. But if not, I think Corey added it to the newsletter this week, the volunteer forms, and it's up on the Bus Roanoke page as well. We need more flyering. It's difficult to get people enthusiastic about something that isn't an already proven success that they are attaching themselves to things. And so while I was able to get a lot of animated sponsors very excited about it in December and January, there's been events that we don't need to go into details about since late January that has everyone very skittish. So it's kind of I'm running into some difficulties, but the more of the flyering and the marketing and the administrative stuff, following up with certain city departments that I can delegate out to volunteers, the more I'll be able to focus on courting. Atlantic Union Bank is gonna be helping us out, should hear back from them tomorrow, and some other sponsors and coordination we've got. So I'm excited, it's just we're reaching a real crunch time where I need to get a little bit more logistical support. So if you're involved with Bus Roanoke before, if you did the workshop last year, I know Mike, you did, or have done it at all, been involved, if you're on the page, please, if you have the time between now and Mother's Day weekend, fill out the volunteer form, let me know what you can and are interested in doing. It surrounds the parade. I need to talk to, Brian's in Spain right now, I need to talk to Brian about what, you might know. Okay, are there, I know last year when I was at Daisy Arts Parade and I was there with the aerial hoop and circus pole performers in Bullet Plaza of Elmwood Park, they were accosted by a street preacher, which encouraged volunteers of Daisy Arts Parade last year to look into security for this year. Have they been looking at security at all for Daisy Arts Parade? Do you know anything about that?
No idea.
Okay. I am trying with the upside down budget I'm working with right now. Trying to either get a quote on security or to see if, I have one volunteer that apparently, might be able to work with some cops working security off, just kind of like on a volunteer basis. Off the clock, I don't know what that might be. But my two biggest issues that I've got in a hole right now are sanitation. I have a quote from Tidy Services, and I need to circle back around with the Parks Department about making sure we can get enough cardboard trash cans to make sure that litter is not a problem, and security for vendors who want to keep their stuff up overnight. Those are my two biggest holes right now. As far as talent booked, talent excited, performer application going up in a couple of days, which is further behind than I wanted it to be, but very excited. We're working with Center in the Square. We're working with, got some events leading up to it with, we're involved at the Strawberry Festival, which is fun. Got a lot of good stuff going on. Yeah, there's some logistical holes that I just haven't had the team that I needed from the beginning. So circling the wagons on that.
Okay, good, that city part, like communication with the city, that might be like one piece that you'll wanna keep tackling.
Yeah, I'm buttoning that up the next couple of days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know it's hard, everybody's understaffed, I think that's part of it.
It's that. It's interesting, like I've been going through this checklist that was given by the special events department, and I understand the utility of it, but like, I'm waiting for the one person that when I talk to them, they're not like, well, that doesn't have anything to do with us. Like, I called Park Roanoke, and they're like, you're not blocking the parking garage on Church? No, like, why'd you call? Like, I was told I had to? Yeah, it's kind of that conversation over and over again.
Yeah,
So, but like, I'm knocking it out. I'll be very excited to use all the same forms that we're using this year and just changing a 5 to a 6 next year. Because
Yeah.
building all of that out is the part that takes so long.
Yeah, the first time for everything takes, a long time.
Yeah.
And I tell you, sorry to break this news to you, but as you get older, you know, it's the second time takes a long time too, because you've forgotten everything about the first time.
Oh, I'm not gonna allow myself to forget. I'm starting Street Performer Expo 2026 in July.
Excellent, oh, good,
Yeah.
good. That's
I'm gonna
good.
give
That's
myself
good.
like
So
6
you're-
weeks off and then I'm doing it again.
You're modeling the way for us. Yeah, thanks. All right, Hannah, what's happening there with you?
Well, I actually just recently got back from 2 weeks away, so there's not been much in the past 2 weeks. Right before I left town, I did an event with some people who are interested in doing a giant trash monster puppet for the parade, and also just to be used in future events around sustainability and recycling. So I was really happy to have like a dual purpose parade puppet. And we also talked about the RDS facility here in town and some things I learned when I took a tour there about how they sort out the recyclables here in Roanoke, and it was totally different than what I thought. So that was cool. We built the trash monster and got a lot done. And I think I'll have another event to finish that one off, but it was a really quick kind of like 1 day event where most of it got built. So hopefully one more work day with that and we'll have it finished enough to use in the parade. And I'm excited because, oh, go ahead.
Who is the group who's driving that and excited about it?
Well, it's mostly Sustainable Roanoke volunteers. So Bonnie Branch and Sally Branch came out, and they're actually not on the board of Sustainable Roanoke anymore, but they're like the diehard members who've been carrying the team for a long time. So yeah, that should be fun. And then I'm actually gonna do some more of the kind of sporadic Wednesday work days for the Garden Appreciation Club. But instead of putting them at Tam's farm, I'm going to try out having them hosted on 11th Street at the Appalachian Arts Hub next to Common Clay Pottery. So I'll be doing that. It's like a really small membership fee. It's just like $35 a month. So I'm just going to pay for 2 months and then have that space be able to be used for storing some stuff that's half finished and having a nice reliable spot to tell people to drop by and work. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And then does Douglas still have his young people meeting there in that space? Is he still Douglas Pritzer? Is he, who I know? Yeah, because there might be some young people running around who might be interested in what you're doing. Yeah. All right. Well, great. Thanks, Hannah. And Lauren, what have you been helping Brian with lately?
Well, the most very recent thing we've been doing is working on that unicorn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is beautiful.
So yeah, that was fun. And then I saw you at the when we all met up and filmed those little reels. So yeah, we've been working on that. I was gonna help him with another puppet, but obviously he's not in town right now.
Yeah. Describe the design of that unicorn for us. And if you can, you're probably on a phone, so you may not be able to share an image, but I'd make you a co-host if you wanted to share an image of that.
I somehow managed to not have a picture of it on my phone. I took extensive videos of it, but it was on Brian's phone.
Okay.
So I know they're out there in the world, but it is just a huge pink shiny horse. Well, was a horse, now is a unicorn, I think. So we've been gluing some fabric on it. I think still kind of trying to troubleshoot how it's actually gonna fit on the backpack, but.
So had he used that horse in that configuration before? Or was that a trial?
I don't think he'd used it. There was like a horse out to the side of his studio that was kind of like dilapidated and falling apart. I'm not sure what that's from. I helped him take some like initial measurements of it, but he did most of the like structure. And I helped with the fabric and decorating and stuff.
Well, it just got a nice effect. It just seemed elegant and light. And have you seen it?
I saw the beginning of it though.
Yeah.
Lauren, I got a question. This is just a build question. Was he using that outdoor horse as the structure when he was shaping the
As far as I know, yes. I mean, I was out there taking measurements and stuff with him. I don't know how much he ended up using like in the final product, but we were out there kind of like measuring it.
Okay. I have to pick his brain on that one. Because
Yeah.
the shape of it is really effective. And it is
Mhm.
Yeah,
incredibly light. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it swings all the place. There's no controlling any of it. The head is always kind of down and like looking weird. So there's still some things that need to be addressed with it. But the shape of it is really cool. It's really a
yeah.
piece.
It's hard to fit in the ice cream parlor.
Yeah, the challenge, right?
Yeah, yeah. And Brandon, you're working on a slightly different project, but has John, have you gotten up with John lately to talk next steps on your design?
Yes, we're meeting tomorrow. And we're just going to go over some iterations and decide the direction moving forward as to how we're going to make it happen. So,
Great, great. Yeah, Brandon's thinking through the Washington Park pool house and a design for that. You know, that slide is so exciting, seeing that slide. You know, this will accentuate the slide. The slide's still going to be the highlight, I think, when kids look up at it.
Mhm.
Look up at it.
Which slide is that?
At the Washington Park pool.
Oh, yeah.
It's going in,
Okay.
yeah, so they're wrapping that up to get that ready for the season, which is very, very, very good news.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah, thanks, Brandon, we're, I'm really hoping we can get some aspect of that, on the wall for the opening, and I think we can do it. I think we're gonna pull together as a community and make sure that happens, and, even if we continue working on it afterwards a little bit. Yeah,
sounds good. Me too.
what'd you say?
I said me too.
Yeah, yeah, great. And, anything else, any concerns or questions or thoughts? While we've got a small group, oh, here, let me let Katrina in. That's funny, I was just thinking about Katrina. Hey, Katrina,
Hello,
hey there,
how are
weekend,
you?
doing
How about
well.
good?
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the pool house and we were saying, yeah, we're gonna figure out a way to get that, get a design done and get that enlivened, for the opening. And we're excited about that potential. We started tonight by asking about what fills your cup and what keeps you sane and healthy right now. And what do you do? You might have
What I
frozen.
do?
Yeah, what do you do to feel well and to settle your mind and to fill your cup?
Um, well, honestly, I think for me right now, to fill my cup, I would say doing some journaling, some walking, some mindful walking. I've been doing that lately. It's like taking a mindful walk, no devices, no nothing, just the sound of the birds and cars and just watching and looking around you know, just taking in everything around me. Um, so I think I'm still kind of discovering that as well. But for now, that's been working for me.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna do some, well, Suzanne Thornley, who's a good friend, she's gonna do a mindfulness walk there at the Tinker Creek, the new part of the Tinker Creek Greenway. And that's gonna be, I think, on the 26th of April, but keep watching the newsletter. It'll be on a Saturday, and that might be something you wanna join in on.
Yeah,
And then Rachel Ann's gonna do a poetry workshop.
okay.
And I think, Ashley Fellers did a little presentation on contemplative photography the other day, as part of that, and I think she's gonna do a workshop in that. And you mentioned journaling. I told Donna Davis today, has she shown anybody her journal? She took a little art journaling class, and I had prompts, and her journal's beautiful. And she's
Yeah.
really getting a lot out of that time with that. I said, well, you might want to share that skill and love with some folks. We might do one of those
I
too.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jane.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that, Katrina. I walk home tonight and I tell you, I end up putting my earbud in and listening to something, but I should probably take that out and try and do it without listening and spend a little more time with the unprompted thoughts and let my mind go somewhere else.
Do you have Merlin
Yeah.
bird?
What's Merlin, the bird app? Yeah,
Cause I like to take walks with that thing, cause it's like, it's a whole nother thing when you all of a sudden know who's talking,
yeah,
you know? It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah. It is amazing, that bird app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird
Yeah.
app.
Yeah, the Merlin, it's from Cornell Bird Labs or Ornithology Labs.
I have to look it up.
And it's free too, right?
yeah, it's called Merlin bird or Merlin ID, something like that.
Yeah, Merlin bird.
And you just turn it on and it listens and it starts telling you what the birds are. And all of a
Are
sudden
you
you're like,
serious?
holy crap, I
Yeah.
had no idea there was even such a thing as what was it?
Yeah.
Bellied sapsucker? I thought Bugs Bunny made that up, you know?
It is, it's wonderful. It's kind of amazing too. You tell it, if you see a bird, you can say, oh, it's a small to medium bird and it's in a bush and it was, give it 3 things and it'll give you a list of maybe 4 or 5 birds and you narrow it down really quickly.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, Jane, can you do any bird calls?
Have not perfected any.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Okay, that's another thing. That's one thing the Pilgrim at Tinker Creek book has really been about, is, and some of nature is kind of horrible looking. Some of these little bugs that are in the river, and you wonder why they're there, and she just studies them and thinks about them, and the more you know about them, the more you love them, and the more you want to take care of them. And so things like the bird app can do really good work.
There's a quote out of that book. I mean, I read it 100 years ago or more. But there was one part where she was talking about the sunlight on the water and she was talking about the fish in the water. And she was like, she got a flash and she's like, in just a flash, I've got an eye full of fish scale and sky.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's so good, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and all throughout that book, they're like, and that's why it takes so long to read. I think you gotta kind of pause and appreciate it. And then she's funny too throughout it. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody got anything? We can probably wrap up. We're excited about the Daisy Art Parade. And Katrina, are you doing anything with a group for the Daisy Art Parade? Or have you been rolling
I
your
would
sleeves
love
up
to.
any? Yeah. Well, Jane's
Whatever
got
I
a
can
day.
throw myself into
Yeah.
after work or on the weekends, I'd love to.
Isn't there something going on at the Motel Studios tomorrow at 6? Isn't there
What's
something,
that?
isn't there something going on at Motel Studios tomorrow at 6 p.m.? Like some craft
Oh, wow.
or Daisy
I
art?
was told by Brian, I'm trying to set up that makers night for the street performers to have a chance to doll up any tip jars or costumes. I've been trying to get that set up. And just a couple of people that we're gonna offer space, like Make Roanoke, haven't been able to make it happen, with schedules or whatever. I was told Brian was working with Motel Studios about that pretty regularly. I think he said Thursdays, maybe not Wednesdays, but I could have been wrong. But I'm supposed to be setting something up with Celeste as well on a similar night.
Mike, do you know what that was gonna be? Oh, you're on mute.
It just says Daisy Art Parade's crafting is all I'm seeing here on 402
Okay.
calendar for
Yes.
Motel Studios. So Daisy
That's
Art
tomorrow.
at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 2nd, right? 0402.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
But I don't know who's necessarily spearheading it or hosting it or anything like that. It
I
was
would guess
just
Molly.
oh, that's Hannah's.
Oh, no, it's not mine, but I'm guessing it's Molly.
Oh, Molly Kernan.
Okay.
That's what I would guess, but I actually don't really know anything about it, to be honest.
And I may
I
have
think,
gone over
I
there
think you're,
helping
I
out.
think you're right, Hannah. I think I remember Molly saying that she had arranged to do it there. Yeah. And they were doing it on Wednesday nights, the I Heart Southeast crew.
Maybe that's why I was told Thursdays, because they have time for us since it's not, I mean, it's parallel, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Wednesday, I'll talk to Brian about it when he gets back.
And that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Maybe I'll show up. Let's see if I.
Mhm.
All right. Anything else happening that, okay, Katrina, yeah.
Doug, so, you mentioned Washington Park, what, we need to get together and talk about that.
Well, hey, yeah, and you know, I was gonna call you afterwards. Brandon's on the phone, or Brandon's on tonight, and
Oh,
Brandon and John are gonna talk tomorrow.
okay,
At some point, about it. And
in
so,
person?
Brandon, are you meeting John tomorrow?
Yep.
What time? What time
So
are you meeting?
he just told me to meet him on by the Grandin Theater when he's working on a mural. He said he'll have his iPad with him, but we haven't decided on the time yet. So I was just gonna still gotta look at what my schedule's looking like tomorrow, but I don't know. I gotta confirm with him, but I'm thinking maybe around 10:30, 11, somewhere around there.
Okay. And Katrina, you're working tomorrow, right?
Yeah, maybe
Um,
I'll see what John had, what time they plan to meet, and maybe I can go before work.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
he's over there, you know where Cardinal Bicycle is?
Yeah,
He's painting a mural on the back of Cardinal Bicycle. Miss Amazetta is one of the faces he's painting on there.
Oh, I went and saw her today.
Yeah.
She's so cool.
So he's got three faces on there and kind of his themes that he's been exploring with the outdoors and faces. So yeah, check in with John. You all have each other's contact information, right?
right,
Yeah. And then Katrina, I'll be walking home immediately after this, and if you want to chat a little bit, give me a call.
okay, I will,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because I think we'd love to make that real kind of community project with that barn raising feel, the same way like the street murals have felt. And I think we can pull it together. Yeah,
I think so too.
yeah, great. All
Yeah.
right, anybody else got anything tonight?
I had a fun little experience this afternoon. I was downtown because I'm I'm not touring as much right now, so I'm pulling a day job at Starcade a little bit. But I was leaving and this guy was playing an instrument I couldn't identify. Ended up being a 10-string guitar, on Market Street. And he had seen the interview that I had done on PBS with Ryan LaFountain, leading up to our
Yeah.
July last year. And driven in from Lynchburg to do that. And it's gonna start doing like 2 or 3 days a week, maybe
Great, great.
downtown. So it was cool to like I just threw $2 in, took a picture of him, and I guess he recognized me from TV. I was like, I've been trying to find you. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But I'm glad to see that it's having the reach that we have wanted it to have.
Did you get him to sign up on your network?
Yeah, I got him to, get on the list for the performer applications for that. I want to get with I know there's individual neighborhood crews for the parade and there's some other functions of the parade as well. I wanna figure out an opportunity for all of those performing in Bus Roanoke for the weekend to be in a similar parade function, because half of them are musicians that are battery operated, and even plugged into anything, so it'd be the musical section of the parade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
More music, more music, more music.
yeah, well, there's more need for all kinds of stuff in parades in general, like Daisy Art Parade's gonna be a great start to it, but also the other parades we had throughout the year, I wanna be getting more performers and more variety in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, work with Brian on that, cause it might be good to intersperse them.
Yeah, instead of having one block.
Yeah, throughout. And he asked that, I think, on the application form, like, do you have music so he can kind of think through that as he lines them up.
Sure,
Yeah.
okay. I'll
All right.
put the, yeah, I'll have to find that application form and get the Bus Roanoke crew on a KRW or.
So we've got like 40 days in the Daisy Art Parade.
Yeah, about
Is that
that.
about right? We need to get the little counter going.
Yeah, I need an advent calendar with not chocolate, but something, each of the slots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody got anything else?
I have one question.
Yeah.
You know, our midterm reports that are due like any minute now,
Oh, yeah.
who sees them besides
Me.
you?
Me, and then, if there's anything I need, like if there's somebody else I want that, I wanna brag about, like I'll share it with the Arts Commission folks. If there's something that, like I need to do, to make it a better experience for you, I'll talk to whoever I need to that way. But also, I was serious about like, if anyone wants to go for a walk too. So I'd like to read them and then talk about it more. This whole thing is, for you. We want it to be a good experience for you and and we want the community to grow. But if there are things we can do in the next few months to make it a better experience. And it's always helpful to take some time to reflect, and sometimes I need a prompt to reflect with. So that was really what that was about.
I really appreciate it, and I'm writing a book, so.
Yeah.
What's the midterm report that you're referencing? What program?
So for the artists and residents, I asked them to do a little midterm report. I'll send it to you if you want to do it to reflect on what you're doing.
Sure, yeah.
Did you follow up with the nonprofit folks, the Grant Ready Roanoke?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
we're involved in that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's all submitted for.
Excellent.
I don't know if we're gonna be in the final cut, but I hope so.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so if you haven't filled out, I know Lauren's filled hers out. I'm gonna go in there and read them tonight, tomorrow, sometime coming up pretty soon, just see who's there. And I've also got to finish reading all these Arts Commission grants, so that might take priority. The organizational grants. The organizational grants, you know what those are.
The big ones?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So all the review panel sent me the scores today, they were due. Yeah, so. At least sticking my head into that. Yeah. All right, everybody, thank you for all you're doing, and 40 days, we'll get the counter going, and we'll have a very precise time countdown happening soon. All right,
Mike, before you go, let's me and you get a beer about that variety show hour at AFOG, and we can talk to them about it this week.
I plan on walking in there tomorrow with Bam Bam.
Okay.
Tell me you wanna do some
Yo,
goat yoga.
dude. And then just having Bam Bam mouth off a little bit and going, so about an hour's worth of programming. How's that sound?
Yeah.
And see if they bite. So, but yeah, are you kidding, dude? Please come in. Having somebody else there would help a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll
But we
talk
can
to you
talk about it. We can talk. It doesn't have to be necessarily tomorrow, but we can talk. All right.
Okay.
excellent. Keep us posted when we go sit and enjoy a beverage and have a little variety.
What?
All right,
Joe, what?
thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
All right.
Good night, Brandon.